So again, we think of those foundations. The feet are hip distance apart. The outside edges of the feet are parallel to the outside edges of the mat. Notice we've got a little bend in the knee. The pelvis is nicely level, belly button is in, and the hands are down alongside the body. Now in any standing pose, you want to make sure everything from the waist downwards is pushing to the floor as if the feet have grown roots, and everything from the waist upwards is reaching up to the sky from this invisible thread, keeping the crown of the head high. So in our lovely strong position, we're already feeling active. We're going to inhale the arms to the sky, looking up. And on the exhale, hinge at the hips and fold all the way over, bend the knees if you need. Inhale, we half lift. It might be hands on shins, long spine. Exhale, hands come down and we find our plank. Strong plank. We inhale, come to tiptoes so the shoulders come over the hands. Exhale, lower the knees, flatten the feet, half chaturanga. The elbows come in towards the body. Inhale, we take cobra. Now, first cobra of the day, we just check in. Pyramid fingers, shoulders soft. Foundations again, all 10 toenails, if you've got 10, on the floor. Engage the thighs. You'll notice here that it means the pelvis is safe. We've got the lower back nice and safe, and we're using the muscles in our gentle lower back. Okay, so nice and gently. Wait for an exhale, take the hands on the floor, curl the toes under, bottoms to the sky, and downward facing dog. Coming back to the breath, big inhale. And big exhale. If you're feeling tense, then release through the mouth. But remember, in downward dog, it's all about the spine, not our hamstrings. So if you need to bend the knees like I'm doing, then do so. Your gaze point wants to be roughly between the feet or the back edge of the mat. And some people like to have their ears in line with their upper arms. But deep breath here as the bottom is high. Exhaling fully through the mouth or the nose. On the next inhale, bring the right foot forward between the hands. Use the hand to help it if you need to. And the left foot follows. Inhale, half lift, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, fold, bending the knees. Inhale, rolling up, push the floor away. Feel the muscles, use the glutes. Push the floor away as you reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold all the way over. Inhale, half lift, shoulders are soft. Exhale, hands down, finding your plank. Push the floor away and plank. Wait for the inhale to come to tiptoes. Exhale, lower the knees, flatten the feet. Half chaturanga, elbows go behind you. Inhaling cobra. Shoulders soft, thighs strong. Get those heels out. Exhale, push up and back. Downward facing dog and release the breath. We're being upside down. Maybe it's the first time of being upside down today or this week. So let the head relax, give the head and the neck a shake if you need, and come back to the breath. All of our organs are upside down. Giving them a bit of a boost when we come to our usual situation. On the next inhale, bring the left foot forward between the hands. The right foot follows it, and we half lift, we lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, bending the knees if you need. Inhale to roll up, we power through the floor, push the floor away. Use the glutes, use the thighs, really stable reach. Exhale, hinge at the hips, and we fold over again, bending the knees if you need to. Inhale is half lift, the shoulders are soft. Exhale, hands come down, and we find our plank. Push the floor away, then inhale to tiptoes. This time, exhale, lower down towards the elbows. Full chaturanga, strong. Inhaling cobra or upward dog. This is upward dog. We're pushing into the hands. Notice my pelvis is not on the floor and the thighs are strong. Exhale, downward dog. Let the breath go. Release any tension. And then keep that bottom high as you push into the forefinger and thumb. You push into the feet and you reach the bottom up. Now for those with more space, they might have the heels down, you're going to wiggle your toes. And be mindful of if you're pushing the bottom up and flaring the ribs. to bring the ribs back in, keeping that spine lovely and long. On the next inhale, right foot falls between the hands. Left foot follows it, and we half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll up, bending the knees as you need, powering through the feet. Arms up to the sky, tall. And we exhale, hinge at the hips and fold all the way over. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down, find plank. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale to lower, you choose whether it's chaturanga or half. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Do it to suit your energy, but the thighs are engaged in both. Exhale, downward dog. Let the breath go. Make sure you've released the breath. Think about the space in the sides of the ribs. Pushing into the hands, it's not just about the hamstrings. Maybe give the head a shake again. Lovely. On your next inhale, left foot forward. The right foot is going to follow it, and we take a half lift at the end of that breath. Exhale, fold. Chin tucks in. Inhale, roll up, pushing the floor away. Belly button in, reaching tall. And exhale, hinge at the hips and fold all the way over. One more A. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down, find plank. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, lower. The gaze point is the front of the mat to keep the spine long. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Remember, upward dog, hands and feet are on the floor and your hands track underneath your shoulders. Exhale, downward dog, and let the breath go. Bottom high, spine long. For those of you that are finding the shoulders and the grip hard, you want to imagine you're kind of opening jam jars with your hands. And it gives you a bit more space in the shoulders. And keep imagining your hips are coming away from your fingertips. Breathe in energy, let's wake the body up. Well done. On your inhale, right foot forward between the hands. Left foot follows it. We half lift, we lengthen that spine. And we exhale, fold, bending the knees. Inhale to roll up. Feet first, push the floor away. Everything else starts to engage, strengthen, stabilize, reach tall. And let's let the hands fall down alongside the body. Well done. Bring the big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. We're going to come into a chair pose. Inhale, chair pose. Take a moment in your chair. We're going to take our finger pads together. Belly button is in here, so make sure the bottom isn't out. You want to tuck it under. You're going to wiggle the toes. You're going to come up onto your tiptoes. Find your breath. Exhale, release the heels down. Inhale, lengthen the arms in front of you before exhaling, folding over, letting the head hang down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down, find plank. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, lower. You choose. It could be knees down, half chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog. Cobra, the pelvis is on the floor, the lower ribs are on the mat. Exhale, push up and back. Downward facing dog. So make sure you've released the exhale. Bring the feet together. We're going to inhale the right leg up to the sky. Push into both hands. Exhale, the right foot comes forward between the hands. Left heel comes down at 45 degrees. And on the inhale, push the floor away and come up into a warrior one. So check that back foot is 45 degrees. The belly button is in. You're reaching the hands to the sky. Prayer, nape of the neck. Be careful to not flare those ribs. Lovely. Push the floor away. Keep the belly button in. We're going to inhale, make a diagonal line from the left heel to the fingertips. And on the exhale, take the left hand to the floor and the right hand to the sky. Now we're in a deep twist, which means on the inhale, we're focusing on the spine being long before we're taking that right hip behind us. Exhale, right hand comes down outside right foot. Come onto the ball of the left foot before you kick back safely into a plank. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Release the breath. There's never a rush. We'll always meet you in downward facing dog. Bring the feet together. Inhale, left leg lifts. Push equally into both hands. Enjoy the stretch. Exhale, bring the left foot forward between the hands. The right heel comes down at 45 degrees, and we use the inhale to push the floor away into our warrior one. So belly button in, lower ribs in. So the top half of the body reaches up. The bottom half of the body reaches down. We take the hands in prayer, take the prayer to the nape of the neck. Breathe into that space. We're going to inhale, lengthen the arms now in a diagonal. Push into that front foot. Use the front bottom muscles to help you be stable. Exhale, right hand to the floor, left hand to the sky. Now if that back heel lifts, turn it into a lunge foot to keep you safe in the hips and the lower back. When we inhale, we lengthen. And when we exhale, we're taking that left hip back and looking up to the top arm if we can. Exhaling down, left hand outside left foot. Come onto the ball of the right foot if you haven't already and kick back into a plank. Nice strong plank, inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, lower, nice and controlled. Inhaling cobra or upward facing dog. Opening the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Letting the breath go. Filling up the lung capacity. Releasing as you feel you need to. Pushing into the floor. Remember, every time you inhale, you're oxygenating and nourish the body. So let's get that oxygen into the body. Exhale, we're releasing tension. Lovely. On the next inhale, right foot forward between the hands. The left foot's going to follow it, meet it with the big toe so that we can inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold, bending the knees. Securing the lumbar, pushing into four corners of the floor because we are getting into our chair pose. Last chair pose as we inhale, push the floor away. And exhale, hands down alongside the body. Well done, well done. I hope we are warm. Remember the sun salutations warm up all the joints and the main muscle groups. Why we do it at the beginning of a practice, and it's exactly what the body needs in the morning. Although our body is a little bit creakier in the morning, so be kind to yourself. Okay, let's get back to the next section.